Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial on this look right here. It's an everyday kind of gold glittery eye, but still pretty neutral and wearable, but still, you know, kind of a pop of something. So for this tutorial, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. This is a gorgeous palette that came out a few years ago. It's got some really pretty neutral tones, but also some fun pops like this, you know, this matte kind of lavender shade, this fun purple, this fun pink. So really like a neutral palette with a little edge. So I really enjoy this palette. Sometimes it isn't one that I reach for all the time though, because I think, you know, it's a little more complicated than your everyday neutral. But today I wanted to do something more neutral to show that you know, I should be using this more because it is a great palette. So I hope you all enjoy this tutorial. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll get to it. Let's go. All right, so let's get into it. The first thing I'm gonna do is prime. I'm gonna take my YSL Top Secrets Instant Matte Pore Refiner, which I use pretty routinely. And I usually do just put it all over my face. I know some people just put primers in their T-zone, but I tend to just simplify it and just put it everywhere. So now I'm going to take my Ulta eye primer in Nude Matte. Okay. Eye primer is one of those products for me that is just so essential. I remember being in high school and wearing eyeshadows, and it was like I'd do my makeup at like 6 in the morning, and then it was like my eyeshadow would just disappear. I mean, it looked like I wasn't wearing makeup anymore, you know, and I just thought that was how it was. And then I discovered eye primer in college, I guess, and ever since then, you know, it's just a non-negotiable. It's a must-have. I take just an angled brush. I ran out of an eyebrow pencil this week. I used up mine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip into this eyeshadow palette, which I'm going to use for my eye look today. I'm going to dip into the shade Volatile. It's kind of an ashy taupey brown color, which is a little lighter than my eyebrows, but that's okay. And I'm just going to fill my brows in with powder. Those look a little wonky, but they'll do. I always do my brows before I put on foundation, because then I kind of go over them with foundation and they look a little bit not as bold, which is the look that I'm into. So I'm going to take my little Benefit What's Up highlighter sample. I've been into a more natural highlight lately. I say that as I'm just like piling this on, but I put it under my foundation. So, you know, once you put your foundation on top of it, it really doesn't come through that much. And then I'm going to take my Rodan & Field's Radiant Defense Perfecting Liquid. This is what I use on a day-to-day basis for foundation. I'm going to take my Sigma F60 foundation brush and just paint this on. I like to avoid using my hands as much as possible. I know, you know, most people you can just, I mean, I guess not most people, but a lot of people, you know, just put foundation on their face with their hands, or, you know, put it actually on their face with their hands and then blend it in with a brush or whatever. But I try to avoid getting stuff on my hands if I can help it. And I'm just blending this in with a Morphe Kabuki brush. This is the Morphe M439. I should know that by now. See, it just kind of evens out my complexion. And of course that has SPF in it, which is always a good thing. Now I'm going to go in with my It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Anti-Aging Waterproof Concealer. I'm going to put this under my eyes, as the name suggests. And I'm also going to highlight with this. So I just take a small concealer brush. This is one by Altair Beauty that is no longer in production, but any flat paddle concealer brush will do. And then I just put it in the middle of my face, and then I'll blend it in. And then I'm taking my JH12 to go under my eyes and blend that out. Like, see, that's just amazing to me. It takes like 5 seconds with this brush. I used to use a Beautyblender under my eyes, but then when I got the Morphe Jaclyn Hill brush collection, I tried this brush and I was like, oh my gosh, that is a game changer. So now I'm gonna go in with my Laura Mercier translucent, easy for me to say, my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I'm gonna just put some on my Beautyblender and apply this liberally under my eyes. And I'll tell you what, the other day I forgot to put on eye cream before I went to work. I just, in doing my skincare, I just forgot to put on eye cream. And it is amazing the difference it makes in concealer, like the way your concealer works or looks. I'm sorry, you guys, I cannot talk today. But it is amazing the difference that a good under eye cream will make in the way your concealer looks under your eyes, because it got so patchy. It looked so patchy and just wrinkly and crepey and none of the things that you want to use to describe your under eye. It just looked bad. And I did not spot conceal today. I'm doing okay. I have this little, I think that's actually a little scratch. I don't know what I did, but this morning when I got out of the shower, I noticed it. So now I'm going to take Benefit's Gimme Brow in the shade Light Medium. This is actually a shade too light for me, but we'll make it work. I'm just using up this sample. I really like Benefit's brow products. I just wish they weren't so darn expensive. You know, I mean, I feel like you can buy brow pencils and brow gels at the drugstore for like $10, and then Benefits are like almost $30. So you kind of have to decide what's worth it. Like what is worth paying more for. For me, I'm on the fence about brow products. But anyway, so I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow. I'm going to go in with the Sculpt shade and my little mini powder and sculpt brush. And I'm using this to contour. And I'm also going to take the highlighter shade on my Anastasia A23 highlighter brush. So I'm going to take the highlight shade. And this is a more subtle highlight, which is good because I already highlighted once. And that's just to, you know, illuminate the face a little bit more. And then I'm going to go in with some Benefit products. This is in their Real Cheeky Party Blushing Beauty Kit. This was a holiday release a couple years ago, but of course you can still find all the individual shades in here. So I'm going to take the original Hoola and take it on this little powder brush and just bronze up my face. Okay, and then I'm also going to take the blush Coralista. It's got a little bit of sheen to it. Okay, and you guys, I just want to put this out there. I feel like in a lot of my videos, my hair not only looks a little bit, you know, I'll tell you, I'm not very good with hair. I've never been a good hairstylist or been able to do a lot of things with my hair, mostly because I don't really have the patience to do a lot with my hair, but between makeup and hair, I chose makeup. So but also I shower in the morning and then I do my makeup and stuff. So a lot of times I feel like my hair looks a little oily or whatever, but it's actually just damp because I dry my hair a little bit, but then I let it air dry. So if you all ever see my hair and are like, oh my gosh, it looks like a greasy mess, it's actually just wet. But you know, the ends are dry, but the top sometimes takes a little while. So I just didn't want you all to think I don't wash my hair, because I do. But anyway, so today my eyeshadow, I'm going to go in with the Norvina palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is a palette that, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But sometimes I find it a little bit harder to use just because, you know, you've got some like more pinky shades, but they're not really neutral pink. They're like really pink. And then you've got this purple and, you know, this other matte purple, but it's beautiful and it's shades that I don't have really in other palettes. So, and it's pigmented. Every shade is just gorgeous. So I'm stepping out of my comfort zone a little bit today. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm taking the shade Base, which is kind of a satin yellowy, a yellowy white color, I guess an ivory. And, but see, it does have a little bit of sheen to it as well. So I took that from my eyeline, like from my lash line all the way up to my brow bone. And I'm also going to go back in with this little Sigma E47 and just highlight my brow with it. Okay. I like to make sure I highlight all the way to the end of my brow. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my E40 by Sigma, and I'm going to go in, I think I'm going to do a look with the shade Summer today, which is kind of a goldy, it's almost like a cool tone gold, though it doesn't really look it on my camera. But so I'm going to go in with that shade, but for my crease color, I'm going to take the shade Incense right there. Okay. And now I'm going to go in with the shade Summer. And just put that all over my eyelid. See, these are gorgeous. Gorgeous shades, and they apply really nicely. But I mean, I'm always pretty impressed with Anastasia's eyeshadow formulas. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with the shade, let's see here. I think I'm gonna go in with the shade Drama. It's kind of a purpley shimmer. And I'm gonna take that on a Morphe M433 brush, which is just like a tapered blending brush. And I'm just putting that in the outer V of my eye. Here we go. Just to do a little bit more depth. And then I'm going to go back in with my E40. And I'm actually going to pick up a little more of that Incense shade, that transition color. And just really blend it out. And it's amazing. So far I'm not having, oops, just dipped my brush in the wrong shade. So far I'm not having really any fallout with these. Okay, that looks a little bit intense. So I'm gonna go back in with my Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH45. This is the brush that I used to set down that initial shade on my eyelid to kind of set and prepare for the eye look. And what I'm doing now is I'm going back in with that shade Base that I put down first, and I'm just kind of running that along the edges of the eye look just to kind of clean it up. I'm going to take my brown Ulta gel eyeliner and I'm going to line my tight line and my waterline. And also my upper lash line, just a little bit. And I'm going to go over that with just an angled brush, just to kind of soften it and blend it all together. Okay. And then I'm going to take this kind of dense round brush and I'm going to go in with Incense, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix base with it so it's kind of a lighter brown, and take that on my lower lash line. Okay, and now I'm going to curl my lashes and put on some mascara. We're almost done. All right, and the last step, I'm gonna spray with some Ulta matte makeup setting spray. And that's the finished look. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoy these style of videos, and I hope you liked watching this tutorial. Thanks again. If you like seeing videos like this, feel free to subscribe down below or leave me a comment and let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see next. Thanks so much. Bye.